Constitution in the Sixth Amendment provides that the accused shall have an effective assistance of counsel. But as I learned about the death penalty cases, I realized it didn't work that way in death penalty. In fact, everyone who's on Missouri's death row had a lousy defense. I did a research project and looked at the first 50 executions and found that in 29 of the cases, 58%, the lawyers failed to investigate the client's case. In 12 of the cases, or 24%, the lawyer did not have any trial experience in capital litigation. In 6 of the cases, there were conflict of interest, and 2 of the lawyers were disbarred. And in 4 of the cases, no witnesses were called at all for the defense. So we saw examples of someone who was a collections attorney representing a death row suspect. We saw a public defender who had sexual relations with her client during trial. We saw someone represent a death row prisoner who only was 2 years out of law school and had no experience. We saw another situation in which the defense hired the penalty phase lawyer just 2 weeks before trial, and that lawyer only interviewed the family during that first day of trial. And then there were other attorneys who didn't even begin to prepare for the case until 2 weeks before trial. Any reasonable person would suggest that Missouri did not provide effective assistance of counsel in its death penalty cases. Then in 1996, I witnessed the execution of Jeff Sloan. And Jeff was a young man who had killed his family, and he never protested or denied that he did the murder, but the question always was, why? He had a lawyer who was from Kansas who knew nothing about Missouri death penalty or death penalty at all, but wanted to gain experience. But unfortunately, this lawyer also had his own legal problems, and he was disbarred right after Jeff was given the death penalty. So again, in that situation, the death penalty was not warranted, and because of the ineffective assistance of counsel, Missouri executed Jeff. Besides being a professor of criminal justice, I am ordained in the United Methodist Church, and I'm opposed to the death penalty because of my faith conviction that Jesus tells us that to kill persons is wrong. In fact, that God can redeem any individual and have a purpose for that life. We saw Moses, who killed an Egyptian, then become the leader of the Israeli people. We saw Paul, who prosecuted the early Christians, even killing them, and he became the leading evangelist for the Gentiles in the Christian faith. And so, as a Christian, I do not believe it is my place, or any of our places, to take the life of someone, but to lift that life to God. And so I'm opposed to the death penalty. I'm opposed to the killing of Missouri citizens to show that killing is wrong. It does not make sense, and I do not want the state to kill for me. Thank you.